Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tet Talk for Blades and Blasters, September 2018. Just me today, in the middle of the day while I get a break from work. Just wanted to tell you what's up with Blades and Blasters and talk about something that's been going on in our community, at large, role playing game community, which I'm sure everyone knows. First, this month has been a mop up month for us, trying to end a lot of campaigns that we could uh, and prepare for October, which is where we're going to be implementing our new rules of campaigns. Um, right now, we are set to go. A lot of things have ended. There's still some things out there that we didn't get around to finishing all the way, which is okay. They'll just continued on out the non-scheduled part of our schedules for the months. Games that we'll be running next month or to continue to run are those follows. Rogue Trader will be starting or be continuing rather. A game called The Genesis by GM Demi. It's a German game, I believe. And you should have seen Ghost's character generation for that system. Pretty interesting, and looking forward to that. What else? So Rogue Trader will be continuing, as I said. Dark Ages Vampire will also be continuing. Um, Trying to think. Now I'm kind of drawing a blank. Sorry. Um, Let me look. I guess I have to. Don't know why, but oh yeah, of course. Masks of Tip, which is of course the Call of Cthulhu Seventh Edition, massive adventure. That Darren and Doc will be running. They'll be co-GMing that one. So that will be starting then as well. What else do we have? Right now, that is it, honestly. We are, we had some issues with overlap for some of our games. So some of them are pausing or not, or they were supposed to start and they're pausing. But between those three, we have, I think, 11 scheduled, 11 sessions scheduled, which is fine. So those are the games that will have our focus and priority for the month. There's also other games going on, of course, out of schedule, so those get less priority in scheduling. Um, you've probably seen our Cyberpunk game, Cyberpunk 2049, using Stars Without Number. That's by GM Zypher, and that is a fantastic game. For now, it's just staying in that non-scheduled session place. So it's still going. There's a couple sessions planned for next month that we have a tentative schedule right now. I need to finalize that in the next day or so. But yeah, games that ended, or two of mine actually. Conan 2D20 ended a couple days ago, and Mutants and Masterminds ended. So those two campaigns came to a close. I still have more to close out. I got greedy, I guess. A couple just need one session, and then AAH is continuing to go. Abandon all hope, and we'll reach that conclusion when it comes and when it's a actual real conclusion. I don't want to force that when the role play's been so good in that game. That's the Abandon All Hope, the sci-fi horror game that I'm running. And then Shaz the Demon Lord as well. And that's kind of the same place. I don't want to end it prematurely in a weird spot. But we are going to be running that next month as well, September 1st. So, October 1st. We do have a little dead time at the beginning of the month, so several of us are going to be out of town. I'm going to be at Austin City Limits, and a couple other people will be traveling. So, yeah, so we're going to have some space there. Some people are going to be running some one-shots. So we might be fairly quiet over that first week of October, so don't expect any posting for us since I do all the uploads and I'll be out of town for like 5 days. But you'll the rest of the month is fairly packed as usual. And yeah, we have plenty of games scheduled. All the games that I was talking about earlier, plus some others. So it should be an interesting time. So we have 4 games in that scheduled period currently, and I think that eats up 11 of our scheduled slots. So of 12 that we provide. Um, Other than that, I think that's kind of what's going on with Blades and Blasters. Our last recruiting drive did not uh, really produce too many candidates for our group. We went through about 10 people, and only one still on the server. So yeah, it's hard to find good help. They say, right? So if you're interested in playing on Blades and Blasters, and I obviously please watch our videos and see what we do, and see how we do this, and see if you would be a good fit, and kind of be honest with yourself. Um, you know, not only do you have to be quote unquote good role players, but you also have to have a certain level of availability where you can play in 3 or 4 games a month. Um, if both those things don't work out, then I wouldn't waste your time or our time by doing that. So otherwise, let's talk about the big topic that's going on right now. Since we all use Roll20, there's this Roll20 thing going on where the CEO and president of Roll20 is moderating a subreddit for some reason, and he banned someone, and there's a big uproar on their subreddit now. Personally, my own personal opinion is that besides, besides the fact that a CEO moderating a subreddit is hilarious and just completely ridiculous, um, I have seen some problems with Roll20's like support people moderating their forums and stuff. Like we used to do our recruiting drives off of Roll20 forums, and I was actually giving a warning because I didn't actually link to a specific game, and I wasn't recruiting for a specific game. It's ridiculous, right? So I'm not at all surprised at this whole hubbub, but for the people that are going and they're going off to fantasy grounds, we can't do that. And the reason is not because fantasy grounds is a bad program or anything. I've used it. I have a GM copy. The problem is that it is very difficult to support games that are already not pre-written, like D&D and whatever else they have over there these days. And we do a lot of indie type gaming, and so with that, we have to stay with Roll20. And Roll20 in itself is a good tool. I don't think anybody is saying it's not that's in this, but I understand where they're coming from, and yeah, it's a tough situation when you have um, such silly um, things as a CEO moderating a subreddit and being so, and just their I don't understand. Anyway, we know that that's a problem. We just don't hang out on the forums at all over there. We just use the product. We pay for it. Um, People who use it, I suggest you pay for it. If you are using it for free and you're complaining, then you really don't have anything to complain about. That's plain and simple. I've seen a lot of these big casts talk about how they were um, offering, their advertisement for them, and they were rejected or whatever. To me, that's not a valid excuse for bashing Roll20. Really, now if he did say some racial charged things, of course, and I don't have any reason not to doubt that, but or I don't have any reason to doubt that, I should say. But um, whatever. I don't really have a strong feeling either way, I guess. We kind of live in our shell of role play, and whatever. Um, so I think that's really. I don't have too much other things to say here today. I'm just trying to think of anything that's germane here. We did MYZ. Mutant Ninja Zero is on a little hiatus, um, but hopefully we'll be back in a couple months from our games. Yeah, Conan ended, like I said. It was actually two sessions concatenated into one. That's why it's 5 hours long. Because my son started going nuts in the middle of the night, and I was the only one here, so I had to step away for that first session. So it's good. I've never played a 5 hour session. I would never want to. So essentially, it was good that it was split up into two anyway. But it's done, and that's all that matters. Season two, there probably will be a season two of Conan, and hopefully it will be coming. It'll probably be coming next year, probably about this time next year, something like that. More things to do. I have a lot of plans for games in the next year or so. Planned games, I know there's Simbaroon, there's the One Ring. The One Ring was going to start this month, but we decided to kind of wait a little bit, just because we had such a strong player overlap that it was difficult to schedule. So that game will be coming. There's Hex as well, Hollow Earth Expedition. Personally, I have a few games that are on my mind. I can talk about them briefly. I'm going to be running a Star Trek Adventures episodic game set in 2366. I really like Star Trek Adventures. I like the 2D20 a lot, so going to be doing that. It's going to be an episodic game similar to how Star Wars is episodic for Bo. So I'll be doing that. It's going to be a fill-in type of game probably. I do have a Delta Green game ready as well. I'm not going to start it until all my other games are completely finished. So it might be several months. But that game has already been semi-recruited. We'll see how that works out, but it's got a little bit to go. As far as games kind of in my sights in the future, man, there's a lot of them. I just have too many games that I want to run and play. L5R, the new edition of L5R, I just got an email from FFG saying that the pre-orders were ready to ship or would be soon, and to validate your address and stuff like that. So I should be getting that within the month, I would guess. Then I actually got a email about Warhammer 2, Warhammer 4th edition. Now I have the PDF for that. The PDF's already been released, but that should be out soon too. I don't think I would run that anytime soon if I did. But L5R for sure. What else that's in the possible future for me? Those are kind of what I'm thinking. And one thing I want to talk about briefly is the excitement for the Dune role-playing game coming from Modiphius. Now, there's not been a lot of talk about what it is going to be yet. It looks like it's we're hoping it's 2D20. We had already plans of running a Dune game with Stars Without Number, probably is what we're going to do. Now, there's a Chronicles of Imperium. It's an old game from the early 2000s, I think, and we were considering that first, and we looked into it and we didn't love it, so we were kind of thinking about going to Swan. But now that they're actually going to release a Dune RPG with 2D20, we decided, well, we think it's 2D20. We're hoping it's 2D20. We're going to wait. There's no reason to rush it. We already kind of have our ideas of what we want to do. So yeah, Golats and all kinds of fun stuff. So Mentats, Golats, and all Frank Herbert's worst nightmares, right? So, I think that's pretty much it for B&B for September. We'll be back next month with a late start to the month, like I said. So you might see the channel being kind of quiet for a week or so. But we will be back with lots of games. I think we have 18 games scheduled for next month right now. We're toying around with a concept in November to try to do a game every day. We'll see if it happens, but that's kind of there's an idea to try to do that with different players. Of course, there's no way everybody can play that much, but Yep, and then November will be an ending date for a couple campaigns, and then we'll kick off some more in December. So this is Tet coming to you with this month's Tet Talk. Not much to really report this month, just what games we're getting started. So just to go over those again, the Genesis, Mask of Nyarlathotep, or however you pronounce that. Sorry if I butchered it. The Call of Cthulhu 7th edition adventure. Then continuing is Dark Ages Vampire Rogue Trader. Okay, so those are 4 main campaigns, and then of course you're going to see these other games being played as well. I know some of you probably don't know the rules of the server, so there's some other games going on too. Abandon All Hope, Cyberpunk 2049, Godbound, Star Wars, Shadows of the Demon Lord. There hopefully a Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah, so we have a lot of things going on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. If you want to join Blades and Blasters before I go to our fan clubs page on the beginning of, or in the front page of this YouTube channel, and then go to Discord, and that'll be our fan club, and then you can get in contact with any of us there, and we can talk about getting you signed up, and hopefully joining the group if you are interested. Okay, that's it. Thanks, guys.